Hey friends, welcome back to the Procrastination Solution Podcast, where we get real about what's holding you back and how to move forward with purpose, clarity, and a solid plan for success. I am your host, Nilo Burke, and I help women just like yourself overcome procrastination for good and achieve your goals. And I am so excited to step into a brand new month with you, a month that's all about courage and calling ourselves higher. So this October, I want you to choose courage over comfort, which is the title of this episode. Now, September was all about focus and systems. We created rhythms, routines, and ways to stay organized in our lives. But now, as we turn the page to October, I want to talk about something deeper, something that quietly influences every decision we make, and that is fear. Because even the best systems in the world can't help us if fear keeps whispering in the background and telling us to play it small, to wait until it's perfect, or to stay comfortable, right? So, take a deep breath for a second and think about how far you've come. In September, we talked about building systems that support you, systems that protect your energy, your time, and your peace. Maybe you organized your week better. Maybe you started saying no more often, or maybe you just became more aware of where your time was going, right? That was important work because systems do create stability. But what I've noticed in my own life and in the lives of my clients is that once the systems are in place, something interesting happens. We hit a wall sometimes. Not a wall of time or energy, but a wall of emotion. We start to feel resistance, and doubt creeps in. Fear of failure shows up, and sometimes that fear hides behind thoughts like, maybe I should wait until next week, or I'm not ready yet, or I need to do it better. I'm just going to wait until I can get it better, or it's not perfect, right? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. That's the moment when we have to make a choice, the choice between courage and comfort. So let me go into this with you a little bit today. Now, the comfort zone trap. The comfort zone feels safe. It's predictable. It's familiar, but it's also the place where our dreams go to sleep, right? Procrastination is often about fear disguised as safety. It's our mind's way of keeping us protected from perceived danger, the danger of rejection, the danger of, failing at something or disappointment, whether we disappoint ourselves or people around us, the world. When we delay, it feels safer in the short term because we avoid the emotional discomfort of uncertainty, right? That's what procrastination is, when we delay things. It's so important to remember that procrastination is a comfort strategy. It's not a growth strategy, okay? It gives the illusion of control, as if waiting until we feel ready will make things easier. In reality, it keeps us stuck in the same cycle. We avoid the thing that scares us. We feel like temporary relief, but later we feel guilty and frustrated. And, the things that we need to get done, the dreams we want to achieve, the life we want to have is still waiting there for us. Like we haven't gone after them yet, right? So that's part of the frustration. That's part of the disappointment that we feel. So that's why courage, not perfect timing, but courage is the antidote to procrastination. The moment you act, even in fear, you start to teach your brain that you are safe in motion. Okay? Safety is not just there, it's not just present when you stop and wait and put it off. You have to teach your brain this new skill that there is safety in motion and moving forward, even if the next step is not really certain, right? So we fear what will happen if we try and fail. But we also fear what will happen if we succeed and life changes. And we don't actually think about that. Like the fear of success, that is the fear of success. It's sort of, hidden deep inside of our mind. And that is the, fear of success. The life that we know now, we would have to say goodbye to it in order to live a different life, right? So instead, we stall, we organize, plan, tweak things, and we call it being productive sometimes. But deep down, it's comfort and disguise. So I want to invite you this October to look at where comfort might be holding you back. So take some time to ask yourself these questions, not just mentally, but sit down with a pencil and paper, write this down, and then, just give it time. Don't give it 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Give it some time. Be patient with yourself and ask yourself, where am I avoiding discomfort in the name of being busy? And it might be a little bit uncomfortable to ask yourself that question at first. Okay, but take a deep breath again, get honest with yourself and ask yourself, where am I saying later when I really mean I'm scared? Am I scared when it comes to something, right? Where have I made comfort my priority instead of going for it, instead of being courageous, right? Now, choosing courage doesn't mean you stop being afraid. It means you take aligned action even when fear is present, because fear is always present, right? It's about recognizing that fear is part of the process. And the beautiful thing is that once you take one small step in courage, your brain starts to recalibrate. It starts to, recalculate the situation based on that step that you took. It learns that, you can do hard things. You can handle uncertainty a little bit at a time. And the most important thing, it learns that you can survive discomfort. It's just an emotion. And courage grows through repetition. The more often you choose it, the more natural it becomes for you, right? So courage is not the absence of fear, right? Fear is always going to be present. Courage is taking action in the face of fear. So this month, I want you to start asking a different question of yourself. Instead of what's easiest right now, ask what's the most courageous thing I can do today. Maybe that means sending, a difficult email. Maybe that means starting your workout. Maybe it's launching your business idea or even having a difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe that means taking a look at your home, your environment, your refrigerator, the things that you buy to cook for yourself. How are you feeding your body? How are you feeding your family? What things are you putting in your mind, in the form of social media, in the form of, news updates that we get constantly, TV shows, things like that. Like if you get, honest with yourself and ask yourself these questions, first of all, it's going to be a little uncomfortable, right? Because it's going to feel a little bit confrontational, even with ourselves, even when we are asking those questions of ourselves, right? So when you ask yourself these things, right, you're choosing courage, and you're actually going to have mind-blowing moments. Like the other day, I was listening to one of my coaches' webinar, and she said something that just like I know exactly where I was on the road. I was driving and I was, about to turn left at a stoplight. And, she said what she was talking about, increasing your capacity, like increasing your emotional capacity, physical, mental. But in this particular call, she was talking about emotional capacity. So she said something like, what am I choosing if I'm not choosing to increase my capacity? Like, what am I choosing? And I was like, oh, that is so deep. Like it just hit me because it resonated with me so deeply, because I have this desire to increase my capacity, my emotional capacity, my physical capacity. And a lot of times when I want to increase my capacity, there is this discomfort there. There is this like something else is holding me back. Something else is attracting me to it, you know, with a lot more strength. And so when she said, what am I choosing if I'm not choosing to increase my capacity? And I was just like, oh man, she's so right. I am choosing something else. And then, I went deep into what it is that I was choosing, and just had all these mind-blowing, realizations one after the other. So this is what I mean. Sometimes it's an outside voice asking you these questions. Other times you can actually ask yourself these questions. What does it mean when I am choosing comfort over courage? In this moment, whatever your situation is, ask yourself, if you are choosing comfort over being courageous, to do something else, something that's going to move you forward towards your dream, towards your goals. So if you asking yourself that question, it's going to be a little confrontational, a little bit uncomfortable, but you will have mind-blowing moments if you are truly and completely honest with yourself, right? Because at the end of the day, it's just you and just you, right? It is you facing yourself. You are the one that you are going to bed with. You are the one you're waking up with. You are the one you are looking into the mirror, right? And so it's you have to face. And getting to know that person all over again, sometimes if you haven't, visited yourself, in the last, so many years, it's going to be a little uncomfortable at first, but you can have these hard, deep conversations with yourself, and you can have truthful and honest answers that will come up from deep within, things that have been hiding and you didn't even know they were hiding there. Okay. So I don't want to go too deep in that, but I hope I'm making sense here. So this entire month, we're going to unpack what fear really looks like, not in theory, but in real life. So we're going to talk about the fear of failure, the fear of success, the fear of being seen, the fear of letting go of control, because all of those fears feed procrastination in small, subtle ways. But we're not going to fight fear. We're going to understand it. We're going to move through it and then refocus our energy where it belongs. Okay. So when you have faith in God, in yourself, in the process, and you focus through daily actions, that align with your values, fear will lose its grip. It may still be present, but it will not keep you from moving forward. Right. So here's, my challenge for you. Identify one area in your life where fear has kept you small. Then take one small act of courage to move forward, even if it is just a baby step. Because, courage isn't loud. Sometimes it's quiet. It's a whisper in your heart that says, I am ready to do this differently. Right? So this October, let's choose courage over comfort together, you and me both. I am still growing, obviously. Of course, I will be until the day I die. I am still learning to step away from my comfort zone and choose courage instead. Many times it's very hard to do. But when I do it, it feels so good. And I immediately level up when it comes to my confidence, sort of like a video game. And trust me, when you do this on repeat, procrastination starts to lose its power and you start to step into the woman you were created to be, the woman you want to be. I am so proud of you. I just want to say this ahead of time. I am so proud of you for showing up here today. I can't wait to walk through this month with you, one courageous step at a time. You are not alone. So many of us are doing this work here, and I'm right here with you. So keep showing up for yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. And I am here to help you. If you would like me to coach you one-on-one this month, and move past your fears, I invite you to set up a consultation call with me using the link in the show notes. I would love to chat with you about it if it is something that you want to move forward and work with life coach to help you in this particular area. So I will talk to you later this week. I have so much planned for October. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.